Welcome to Tales from the Streets. Here's what our narrator has to say. Mustapha is a liar, and there'll be no Aljana for him. He claims to be my boyfriend, Abby. Auntie, I don't have a boyfriend. I have never had one, and when I do, I'll settle for someone who at least has an education, someone who will encourage me to further my studies, someone who has a good job, or even prospects of a better life. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Oyo State, but I live in Lagos with my guardian, Iyalira, who is my mother's cousin. I take care of her shop and her 3 children during the weekends. How did I meet Mustapha? He repairs boats by the jetty and lives in the same building where my auntie's shop is located. That's how we met. I usually come in every morning, but on Saturdays I manage to shop for the whole day. Saturday is the day that Mustapha comes to sit on the bench in front of the shop, like many customers do. But instead of buying drinks and gisting like everyone else, Mustapha will be telling me he wants to marry me. At first, I just thought he was being playful. He would buy Coke and biscuits, sit on the bench, and be gisting. He once told me that he would soon be rich and be able to afford money to marry me. I just thought that was nonsense. I mean, did he think money is all it takes to marry a woman? What of love? What of companionship? What of compatibility? So you see, I tolerated him because I saw him as a neighbor, nothing more. Several times, when I need to go and pick up a note to copy from my classmates about 2 streets away, I will call Mustapha to help me watch the shop while I quickly run to and fro. I didn't feel he would harm me. That's why I never felt I should be afraid of him. We used to abuse each other playfully, and I thought I made it clear that he was just not my type. More so, school is important to me. I am preparing for my WAEC in a few months' time. Now, Mustapha is always saying he buys me things and I collect. I won't deny that. Yes, he buys biscuits, the ones that come in tin boxes, and we will sit down here to eat it together while he told me about life in general. But he never gave me money or bought me clothes or jewelry or anything, because then I will have realized his friendship is more than I can accept. Biscuits, yes. Coke and minerals, yes. Even fun ice cream, yes. But nothing more than those. One, I decided I didn't want to talk to him again when his jokes to me were becoming sex jokes. I didn't like that at all. One day, he said that my breasts were like watermelons. I don't take kindly to that kind of talk. And I told him, but he didn't listen. Another time, he said once he marries me, he will suck it and it will fill his mouth and he will be enjoying himself. That was when I stopped talking to him. Whenever he came around, I would just ignore him and he would try to make another joke. So I was in the shop that day when he came by from behind me and touched me, and he said, "I will do what I have been telling you that I will do." That was all I remembered before I followed him into his room like Dundee United. Inside his room, he took off my clothes and my underwear, then he raped me. I felt pain. I wanted to cry, but no sound came. I knew he had used juju to keep me silent. After that, he told me to get up and leave his room, and I obeyed like mumu. But I felt my mind was playing tricks on me. I wasn't sure again. I was so sick that this retard had raped me for real. Or did I dream about it? And yet I was feeling pain. On Monday, I couldn't get up from bed to go to school because I was in pain, and I started seeing my menses. I was confused because maybe it's my menses approaching that gave me cramps, that made me feel like, my vagina was painful. This never happened before, even when I am on. So it must be true that I had been raped. My auntie was angry that I didn't get up on time. She was even saying she would send me back to my parents if I started getting lazy. Then I told her, I said, Iyalera, I think I've been raped by Mustapha. Then she calmed down and looked and began to ask me all sorts of questions. Then we went to the police station and we reported what had happened. From there, they asked us to go to the Mirabel Center, where they examined me and found out that I was no longer a virgin. That was when I began to cry. So it is actually true. It is really true that Mustapha did this to me. They have arrested him. And it was at the station that he told my auntie and the police that he would marry me since he found me a virgin. I don't want to marry Mustapha. Who will marry me now that I am no longer a virgin? If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.